Hi everybody, welcome to Sports for All. I've got a really exciting guest, so do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, sure. I'm really excited to be on your show. My name is Anura Mathis. I am a trauma therapist in the United States, in the state of Colorado. And I'm a podcaster as well of my own podcast, Freedom to Fight.
Amazing. No, it's so good to have you, and I'm so excited because obviously I was on your show, now you're on mine, so it's really cool.
Yeah.
So my first question is, do you want to tell us about your sports background, how you got involved in sport, and what that's been like for you?
Yeah, sure. So I train in martial arts. I've trained since 2021 in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, American wrestling, and then Muay Thai, which is like kickboxing from Thailand. For those that don't know it, but you add in knees and elbows and stuff. It's very brutal.
Yeah.
But I didn't grow up like training in martial arts. I found it after leaving a an abusive relationship that was physically abusive. And I wanted to find a way to defend myself. So I wanted to make sure that I knew how to defend myself if that were to ever repeat itself. So that's how I found martial arts. But I was always interested as a kid. We were just poor.
Yeah.
So I was never able to like experiment in like really anything, some like theater, but that was like through school. So it didn't cost anything.
Theater girly, I love that. Did you ever do like any plays or anything in school?
I was in West Side Story. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Musical. I'm sure I did some other things like as a class project, but that was my favorite because um, part of why I love martial arts so much is because of dance.
Yeah.
I love dance and I still dance. And I think that actually helps with my skill level in martial arts. I love musicals. I love like things like that where you can integrate more than one thing, singing and dancing,
Yeah.
performing.
It's like such a good way to like express yourself. And like you're right, I feel like the whole like musicality and like dance really helps like with martial arts. Like not even just the flexibility, but like the rhythm and the timing. Like I know for me that was a big thing.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if your timing is off, I
Yeah,
mean, really in
it's not gonna go
anything,
well.
right? But in Muay Thai, like you get your consequence is immediate. It's karma. Like, oh, you got hit in the face. you you have to move quicker.
Yeah, literally. You're like, oh, 1 second off, you're done.
Yeah, for
Not gonna
sure.
be not gonna be pretty. So my next question is, what have been some of your big achievements so far? What have been your standout moments?
Yeah. I'll go from like the most recent kind of experiences to like the first ones, like most recently. So I guess this would have been nearly a year ago. I competed in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, and I placed okay. There was just issues at the competition. There was some safety issues, and I ended up not finishing my last match. I just left. But I will say that I'm glad that I was able to like prepare for that. And I, when I was in grade school and high school, like throughout that time, I was a distance runner. So I like had experience competing, and I was driven by like that motivation, like, oh, like setting a goal and like
Mhm.
reaching that goal. And like it's not always about getting a medal, but
No.
it is nice, like, yeah,
Yeah.
achieving your goals. So about last year I competed for the first time. And um prior to that, so I knew nothing about Brazilian Jiu. I knew nothing about this. Like I was actually kind of averse to it because
Mhm.
of the violence, and I didn't grow up, with the values that that was something that was okay. It was very shamed in
Yeah.
my communities, and so I never looked into it. But like learning a new sport and like getting good at it is super amazing, especially when I'm not in my 20s. Like, um, I my first stripe in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu like came after really crazy story. I live in Colorado. There's wildfires that happen typically in the mountains, but the wildfire that I was involved in was not in the mountains, it was in the city. It was one of the biggest fires the state has ever seen. And just came like literally like the fire jumped across the street to my the security guard tower and burned that down. So it
Oh my
was
gosh.
so close to my building. Oh my goodness. And
That's
I saw
crazy.
it coming and I had to evacuate and go stay with someone. And then I didn't have heat or water and all of that stuff. And through all of that, I was able to survive all of that and
Yeah.
then go back to training. And people were like, "Is she nuts?" Like, I
Yeah.
wanted to keep training.
It's
Like,
an escape. Yeah. It's like something that you're
seriously.
used to, that sense of normality, going to training, getting away from everything. I
Oh
get
my
that.
gosh, seriously. And my friends were there, like
Yeah.
you become good friends with the people that you're fighting with,
Yeah.
like training with. And so they just like commended my strength and like I didn't even have running water. I had to go to my neighbor's house to take a shower.
Oh my God.
Like, right. And so I just kept training and they're like, yeah, you get your first stripe. And I cried all the whole nine. But
Oh, glad.
yeah, big achievements there.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Gosh. Crazy. And it shows like that resilience and like, these like core values really of like martial arts generally, like shining through that experience. So my next question are who are some of your big inspirations? Like tell me like even in like sport, but also like in life. This is a big question, I know, but like
No, it
it's
is.
really interesting to hear people's answers to it.
I'm inspired by many different people. Like martial arts is something that like I need a good balance of like art and science. Like anything where I'm like engaged and I can like grow from is something that I'm drawn to. So like comedians and like musicians and an array of people. But the first person I thought of when you asked that question was my mom. Um, for many of you that don't know, my mom passed away when I started training in martial arts. She motivated me to pursue things that I wouldn't have,
Yeah.
even in her death. So she's the most inspirational person because, ooh, I'm gonna get really
Oh,
emotional. She's able to try to keep her resolve through everything. Like she
yeah.
was able to stay centered and kind to people, even people that were like not kind to her.
Yeah.
Um, it just like she was the best example. She is the best example. You even if somebody's not in physical form, they still influence you. That she still motivates me and inspires me. So
Oh,
yeah, I have to say my mom because she's like how I know that's such a common answer, but it's like it
it's so
matters so
true.
much to be a good person,
Yeah.
and make because you could just be a jerk like
Yeah.
whenever you want to. Like there's so many things that go unseen that are just between people, like a stare or like a name, that somebody calls you, like that can be rather discreet,
Yeah.
but to choose not to do that, I think
Yeah,
matters a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah, she sounds amazing. And I think sometimes it can be hard to see the good in people. I know that sounds too pessimistic, but like it's true, especially when there's like so much like negativity. So yeah, no, she sounds amazing.
She just like, oh my gosh, she was an angel walking on earth. It
Yeah.
just is. She taught me about gardening and like meditation, big time, everything about consciousness. Like she taught me dance. My mom was a dancer, like a big time performer when she was
Wow.
in school, and like singing and like a nerd, like the mother. Like she was the mother for even my friends and
Yeah.
my sibling. She just was the person. So, but I also want to say, Eden, you're also very inspirational. You really truly are. Like I actually talk about you kind of often. I mean, you're my friend, but you're also like gone through a lot and you're like, you made him. That's so inspirational to me that you came on my show and now we're like a year from then and you made your own show. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing, with your life is taking on these challenges. I know almost nothing about Taekwondo, but it takes a lot of discipline to reach a black belt in any sport at in any level. And then to keep pushing, keep spreading goodness in the world. And I do find that very inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm blushing now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, I this podcast has just been like, yeah, amazing. I love it. I love doing it. I love talking to people. And it's so nice to keep connected because actually in a couple of days it'll be 4 years since I've been able to do Taekwondo, actually, funny enough. And like having this podcast this year has helped like resolve like stuff that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm missing it so much. It's like a little piece of me still there and it's really nice. It's really special to me. And it's really special to have you on because I was on yours and now we're like being such good friends. And it's like been a year, like that was insane.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, we both have had a lot happen this year, but we're both inspirations for each other, I think.
Yes, I agree. And yeah, I don't think you ever like lose it. Like it never like goes away. Like your love for martial arts or for your sport. Like even when so I sustained a concussion a year into my training and thought I could never train again. It took me a very long time to recover from that. But it wasn't that I like lost my connection to it. Like I was still watching videos and talking
Yeah.
about. So I think, yeah, like podcasting keeps you connected to your love of that.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, it's not always easy talking about it, especially when you're missing it a lot. But I think hearing other people talking about how much it helps them and how much they love it really energizes you again. You're like, no, I remember why I love sports and I love Taekwondo and I love martial arts. I've had like so many guests, and I've only had one guest who's done Taekwondo, and you're my first person officially who's done any kind of martial art he's been on.
Oh,
This is
nice.
like really exciting, but it's interesting to see like how much overlap there is as well. And like I've learned so much about other sports as well, so it's been really interesting.
Got a lot to learn. Like I like Muay Thai a lot because of the kicking. I love kicking people so much. I don't know what it is, but that's like a separate like oh, I for because in boxing you can't,
Yeah.
kick. And kickboxing sure, but like the kicks that you learn in Muay Thai, it's like these head kicks, and like these spinning kicks and like you can be very creative. I love kicking. So I think I love Taekwondo and I just like need to explore it.
Yeah, you definitely would. You would do a lot of kicking. There's so many different ends and stuff. Like there was a guy in my club, he could do like 40, and I was like, how do you even do that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so cool, so cool. I love it.
That's probably the part of dance that I because in interpretive dance, like contemporary, there's a lot of leg movement, there's a lot of
Yeah.
spinning, and I think that gets that energy out for me to like, use my legs. I'd really like it.
Yeah, that is so real. In Taekwondo, we also have a thing called freestyle, which is basically like a gymnastics routine, but with kicks and stuff in it. 'Cause people do like loads of really cool flips and stuff in it. But they also do lots of kicks and punches and blocks and stuff. And it's amazing. I love watching them. It's so incredible. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do a backflip and then do a kick in the air. Like that is just incredible.
I'd love to learn how to do some back, like some flips.
Yeah.
That's the next step is like, okay, master like all the kicks and then like start doing flips. I'll be a ninja at some point.
You'd be
Sorry
in
if
those
that's
movies
offensive.
like stunt doubles.
Yeah, I'll put that on my resume.
Yeah.
Hey, I can do some stunts.
Literally. That'd be such a cool job though. Like I feel like being a stunt double would just be like really terrifying at the start, but like you could just be like, oh yeah, I'm a stunt double. Like that is my job. Like like that is
I think it's like people that are thrill seekers. They're like,
amazing.
oh, I'm not the actor. I'm just the stunt, and they just kind of go all out. It's like, okay,
And you
be
do get as much
careful.
you don't get as much credit as well, obviously, because it's the actor that
Mm-mm.
does in the film. So you're just like there, but you're doing the hard work. You're the one
Yeah.
jumping off the building. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's insane. So my next question is kind of like barriers and challenges. Like obviously you mentioned about like your concussion. What kind of barriers and challenges do you think that are like the main ones like in martial arts? And do you have any advice for anybody who's maybe struggling? with
I'm going to think about my answer a little bit because that's kind of a deep answer, I
yeah,
think,
it's
for
quite a big
me at
one.
least. I think in training in martial arts, there's like this experience that I have where I'm second guessing myself and who am I to be like in these classes with all these men? There's a lot of like imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like I've struggled with that throughout life, but like in martial arts, it's like, do I have the skill level? You know, do I have the like ability to do this? And so that comes in waves. You'll like reach some goal, like you'll get a stripe or like be congratulated in class. And then like soon after, there'll be a wave of like, what am I doing? Why am I here? I'm old. Like all of those things that come into your mind, that's kind of like a test of your commitment. Are
Yeah.
you committed enough to weather the storm? Can you get through this wave of self doubt? And for me, martial arts just aligns with so many philosophies in life. Like it's just like another aspect of life. I think for anybody that's interested in martial arts, the ones that I train in, you know, are the ones that I can speak on. But um, try jujitsu. Everybody, especially women, please try jujitsu because jujitsu is designed for the smaller person
Yeah.
to like have the advantage, which is typically women and children. But it can be also just the size. Like if I'm competing against someone that's much taller or heavier than I am, it's normally really intimidating. But if you can like face the challenge of going to a class or face the challenge of asking questions in class, like it really is like so satisfying to
Yeah.
like overcome that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like you were saying, you just have to you experience the ups and downs. If you really love it, you'll stay. I remember maybe 2018 time. It was quite hard in the club. I was struggling quite a lot with things and I nearly quit. And then 6 months later, I was like at my peak. I was just about to do my black belt and stuff. And I was like, I'm so glad like I did not give into this like, really like awful dip and leave.
Well, and I don't want to like associate quitting to like not loving something. I
Yeah.
think like sometimes people just need more
Yeah.
time to like that. But yeah, I really feel like if you can like push through those challenges,
Yeah.
it really will teach you so much about life
Yeah,
and like
absolutely.
right? And you can get through anything. If you can get through someone like laying on top of you and somehow getting from underneath them and then submitting that, like, that's amazing.
Yeah,
That just is
exactly.
like changes everything.
Yeah, and like at the time you don't realize it, but like there's so much things that like shape you as a person. Like and you're like, "Oh my goodness, like I've really like if I hadn't gone through that experience, like I wouldn't have learned this about myself or this skill. I wouldn't have met this person." There's just a lot of things that go into it and you can always come back to it as well. Like I feel like people like if they leave, they're like, okay, that's it. I can't go back. But you can. Like and you can
Yeah.
start at any age. Like obviously you didn't do it when you were younger. Like I feel like it's one of those things you can just try it when you're older. And like I think there's such a weird like stigma sometimes around that, like about like joining clubs and stuff when you're like older. But then like at the end of the day, you're gonna try something new and like what are your comfort zone? And like I don't really see why it should be like weird to not go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with time and
Yeah.
experience. And I was just gonna say, like changing my flat tire yesterday. I could have handled it differently. I easily could have called emergency services. I didn't do that. I was like a little panicked. My phone was dying. It was hot outside. I was like, how am I gonna get through this? But I did it. And just for everybody that's listening that is identifies as a woman, like it's so important to know how to like fix your car if you ever need to, or have the resources to get to someone that can fix your car. But like changing a tire is like step by step, and it was kind of fun once I like was doing it right.
Yeah.
But I broke a little piece off my car because I put the like put it in the wrong position. And anyway, you gotta, it's physics. You have to know where to put the
Yeah.
whatever that is, whatever that's called that you put underneath your car. It's got to be in the right place because you're lifting your car, you're propping your car up, and also the tire, or sorry, the car has to be high enough for you to get the lowest lug nut because you're like twisting at the bottom. I did that wrong a few times. If you can't like go in a full circle, like it's anyway,
The
you
space.
can do it. You can change. I changed my tire to the spare and I drove to the shop and I got new tires. And I'm
Yeah,
very proud of myself because that could have
exactly.
been super dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very proud of you too. And
Thank
it's
you.
not like strength and like, yeah, I can do this. Like, I need to do
I
it.
have to do
Yeah, exactly. I
it.
will be
You
stuck.
figure it out.
Otherwise, I
Yes.
can't not do it. I love that. So my next question is, do you want to tell everybody a bit about your podcast and like how
Oh,
you started
sure.
up that?
Yeah, sure. Okay. The name of my podcast is Freedom to Fight. The two, by the way, is the number two. It's F2F. So the two is significant, by the way, because to me that signifies like a relationship. So my I've got a virtual private practice, so a virtual therapy practice where I see clients just like this, like remotely, and that's called Freedom to Connect counseling. So it's like a theme, like I'm talking about the relationship. So freedom to fight your relationship to freedom, your relationship to fighting. So it technically, I published my first episode 3 years ago,
Oh, wow.
about last week. I started my podcast because my mom passing, and because I wanted to talk about um, how I was able to find some like relief and empowerment through all of the trauma that I experienced. So losing my mom, then losing my oldest brother, and previously losing a lot of other people, and going through that abusive relationship. Like it was kind of one thing after another falling apart. Like my whole life literally was falling apart, and I felt like, let me pursue something, let me find something that will help me like kind of work through that, because science says that martial arts helps to heal trauma. And so I pursued martial arts in that way and found it to be true for myself, and thought I have to like share this, like I have to tell people about my experiences and talk to people about their experiences, and just find it like a source of healing, like be a source of healing and have a place for people to heal.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I think I mean obviously lots of things happen and then like finding that little like sense of like purpose is so important. Yeah, I totally relate. Like I martial arts just it doesn't cure it, but it helps. And I think it's that community aspect as well. You know, you have people there that know you and you can rely on them for support. And I totally agree.
It changed like the playing field for me,
Yeah.
like because I saw myself the way that I always had, and I've always struggled with social anxiety, and like I felt like I felt very isolated in these
Yeah.
martial arts classes. But then when I felt, more empowered, when I like developed some skill, then it wasn't like all of the skilled people and then me. It was like I'm part of the skilled people. And it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. Like it doesn't matter like
Yeah.
how long you've been training. Like some of us are better at these moves and some of, like it just changed the dynamic, and I didn't feel, I became a different person.
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same. Like I mean, obviously I started when I was really young, but I didn't really feel like I had that kind of solid little place where I could just go and just be me. School is tough as a young
Oh
person.
my
Like school's just
gosh.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to start secondary school as well when I started, so I was kind of like, like that is a big like change in identity and like pressure and a whole lot of stuff going on, but it was really good to have that space and yeah, something I really love. It was nice to have that like club and environment where I could just be me. And it helped me through so much, like during my teenage years, it was so important. And my coach still helps me now, even though I'm not able to do it anymore. So it's really, yeah, it's been really good. So my last question for you
Okay.
is, what advice would you give to anybody like wanting to start martial arts, but they might be like nervous about it?
I think like the
Big
biggest
question.
thing the biggest thing is like we've spent a lot of time like thinking about things, like thinking about what we're worried about or what we're fearful of, but it takes action. Like even now I'm starting training again, but there's been like a long period of time I keep like since my concussion, like I toured other gyms to kind of find the right environment, but you have to be careful,
Yeah.
but you have to take the steps to like ensure that it's a safe place. Like that is your responsibility. So like take a trial class, but like schedule it and like show up to it.
Yeah.
Like you have to like commit to actually pursuing it if you want to see any results from it, because otherwise it just won't happen. Like you won't be able to reap the benefits of um like having that experience if you don't like actually show up and make a commitment to it. Like it doesn't mean you have to train 5 days a week, 5 or 6 days a week, like I was doing at some point. Like you don't have to go ham, but just make a commitment of like once or twice a week. I will face my fears and step to the class and like try to make friends. Like people in jujitsu gyms are so friendly. Like they're going to welcome you. Like
Yeah.
it seems scary on the outside, but going in, it literally feels like a family.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like some cattiness that can happen, and you can gauge what you're comfortable with, and go to another gym
Yeah.
if it doesn't feel comfortable. But people will accept you. People will like take you under their wing and but make the commitment to yourself. I think that's the biggest part is like with all of the coaches I've had, like martial arts is mine, like jujitsu is mine, Muay Thai, wrestling, that's mine. Like it's not somebody else's journey. It's not anybody else's like yeah, they may have goals in class, but like this is my martial arts journey. So
Yeah.
I'm going to take control of it, and it just like has been so life changing. I encourage everybody just to try it. Just try
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Taking that initial step like is so not easy, but just do it. Like you won't regret it. And I think if even if like maybe it isn't for you, then you can always come back to it or try a different type of martial art as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah, I know quite a few people in my club like they started doing judo and then that wasn't for them. So then they moved to taekwondo and then that was for them. So yeah, amazing piece of advice.
You'll find something that you resonate with, but
Yeah.
it's really just in the beginning. Once you like take your first class or your first week, like then you're in.
Yeah,
Then you'll get
you're
hooked.
locked in.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on. It's been great to chat to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. It would be great if you could give it a follow and if you could give it a rating. If you want to connect with me further, you can find me on LinkedIn at Eden Byrne or on X at Eden71003.